All right, welcome to another edition of the Hellion Rocks. We've got Zeb from Screaming for Silence. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. We're just doing the rock and roll thing, like I said earlier, 24/7, 365. There's always time for rock and roll. It never sleeps. It never dies. It's never gone away. It's loud. It's dirty, but we love it anyway. So tell us, man, what's been happening in the Screaming for Silence world?
Man, we're just busy, dude. We released that EP in September. It's called the Relentless EP. October we hit the road, man, and we're a machine now. We're tour dogs, man. We've just been out on the road promoting the album and trying to reach as many fans as possible, man. Play as many shows as we can.
Oh, very cool. So your live show, your live performance, you guys, I'm taking it, you guys bring a show. You're not just getting up there and looking at your shoes when you play. You guys bring a rock and roll show. Am I correct in hearing that?
Absolutely, man. One of my favorite compliments out on the road is, when somebody says, there could be 10 people there could be 1,000, and we go balls to the wall every single night. We love it. You can see the passion in the music and how much fun we have up there. And yeah, I mean, we bring it every single night, and I love that about us.
That's cool. Bands that do that, they will see, like, if there's 10, the first time they go through, those 10 people are going to go tell their friends, and the next time you roll through, it'll get bigger, and it'll get bigger, and it'll get bigger. So you put on a good show and you bring good rock and roll to people, I guarantee you they're going to go tell their friends about it.
Absolutely. And I remember, when we first started this band and, we were deciding kind of what direction we wanted to go, and, we really took the live show as our priority to make it energizing and to not stand up there and, like you said, look at the shoes. We take pride in making a lot of noise up on stage and moving around, and that makes it more fun for the audience, I think. If they want to go listen to the album, they can go sit in their car and listen to the album, but we're going to give them something a little different on stage, and we're going to bring it every night.
That's awesome. That's something I've said for a long, long time. I've seen a lot of people that go to shows and go, man, we changed the song. It wasn't like the record. But this is a live performance. This is a live show. You want the energy to change. You want, to be part of that show, and by the bands taking part of that, it's going to change the performance, like you just said. You want to hear the record, go listen to the record. But if you want to go to a show and support these bands, you're going to get what you pay for, I think.
Absolutely. They're giving their hard-earned money to us, and they're supporting us. We're going to give them something back every single night. So
that's awesome. Well, you know what? Give me a little rundown on Screaming for Silence. Give us a little history, how it came together, and what you guys see coming ahead for you guys.
We've actually been Screaming for Silence for just about 7 years. Me and the two guitarists met in college, actually, Casey and Danny, and we kind of got together and started jamming a little bit. And then in the last 2 years, we've added our drummer Matt and our bass player Jeff. And I think us five, we meshed really well together, and we kind of came together to record this album. And the recording process is crazy. We absolutely love being in the studio, and it's something that we learned. We learned something every single day we were in there. And we felt like we had a very good polished EP to put out and to release that really represented us well. And so, after 7 years of playing shows, and we put out this EP, and we finally kind of got tour ready. And since October, so we released the EP in September. In October, we hit the road, and we've been gone ever since, man. We actually just took an 8-day break at home, and that was the longest we've been home since October. And we're itching. We're ready to get back out there, and we're playing shows again. So, it's festival season this summer, so, we're going to be traveling all over the country, man. We love meeting new people, playing shows, and, spreading the word, man. Like I was telling you earlier when we were talking alone, rock and roll's not dead, man. There's a lot of support out there and a lot of people that, that are still supporting rock and roll and that are diehard fans, and that's what we live for, man. We live to see those fans, and, we really appreciate the support that they give us, so.
Right.
So that's a little bit of that.
No, that's cool. I was looking at your influences. They're pretty diverse. From Iron Maiden, Avenged Sevenfold, stuff like that. How do you think that's affected your sound and given you your unique approach to music? How do you attribute that?
It's pretty crazy because personally, all of our favorite bands are on completely different ends of the spectrum, which I think really meshes our music well together. Danny, our guitarist, he loves Sublime, and he loves Pepper, and he likes a lot of that genre of music, whereas Casey likes Iron Maiden and Metallica and Avenged Sevenfold. And I think together, when they come together and put the guitar tracks, I think it just comes out. The way it meshes, I think it's something different. I think that kind of what separates us a little bit from other bands. You know, we have the heavy riffs, but we also have the intricate riffs on top of it. And same with, we do some screaming, we do a lot of singing, we do a lot of harmonies. Like I just feel like it all blends really well.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I get, it's you guys got a unique sound that it's basically it's your own sound, and I find it cool that when bands have, I think you get a better, I'm just gonna straight out say it, you get a better band when you have people that come together with different influences, and it's the concoction that comes from that is a unique sound that suits a band like you guys.
Absolutely, and thank you for that. And if four guys like Metallica, you're probably going to sound like Metallica when you put your music together. But I feel like, because we're from different influences, it keeps it separate, and it gives us, a little bit of a unique sound to it. And thank you for that. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So I got to ask about the Bohemian Rhapsody tour. How did you guys come up with that, man?
So what happened is when we were out on a run, it was before Christmas, and bands sometimes make it a competition, and you come across bands that just are really arrogant, and it's tough to find bands that you mesh with really well. And we had met up with a band from Charlotte, North Carolina called Another Lost Year, and we played. I think we were out with them for 3 weeks before Christmas, and it was just crazy how well we got along with each other. And it wasn't like one person got along with the band, and it was all 10 of us. I mean, we rode in each other's vans. I mean, we stayed at each other's houses, met parents. I mean, it's just crazy how well it actually meshed together. So we decided when we were ending that run that we were going to come back after the first of the year and bring a tour to everybody and just show how well we got along with each other, Like every night we would play, Clinton, their singer, would be up singing with us. Adam, their guitar player, played bass for us for a little bit on stage. Like, we were up singing with them. I mean, it just meshed really well. So after the first of the year, we made this tour, and we came up with the name, the Bohemian Rhapsody Tour. Obviously, it's awesome, and yeah, it was a fun tour. Those are great guys. If you get a chance, check them out. They're amazing too. So it was a blast. We love touring with them. We still talk to them all the time, and we're like, when are we setting up another one? When's the next run with those guys? So it was a blast. It was a really fun tour.
Very cool, man. That's awesome to see that that's happening out there. Well, we've been talking about your music, so let's go ahead and let's spin a track. This is Separate.
Separate myself from the world and what's the point anymore? Why should I even care? Gave everything I had. You left me cold and bare. I thought I used to love. Now it's becoming clear we're not meant to be. Where do we go from here? Separate myself from the world I know. You love me, you hate me, but you cannot break me. Suffer.
man, great music. Love that. It's a good track. You want to tell us about the history of that song?
Yeah, we actually we recorded that one. It's been about 2 years. There's a band from Omaha called Emphatic, and they were signed to Atlantic Records and really good friends of ours. When we first started, they kind of actually got us our start and kind of got us into the scene in Omaha and got us on some really good shows. And their guitarist, Justin McCain, actually kind of pulled us aside and he's like, I really like you guys. Like, I'd love to work with you guys in the studio. And, at that point in time, we were actually getting ready to write and record anyway. So we kind of linked up with him, and he really liked that track, Separate. And we got in the studio, and we banged it out quick, man. It took like 2 or 3 days, and we had it out. And he was sending it off to places for us, and it got picked up by the local radio station here in town called 89.7 The River. We sent it to the programmer. Her name's Sophia, and she loved it. And, that was another person that we owe a lot of thanks to. She really helped us out, and she really liked the song and was digging it. So she started spinning it, and, she put us on some really good shows. We played with Stone Sour, Cedar, Hollywood Undead, 10 Years, some of the best of the best. And that song just kind of got us our start and kind of got us our foot in the door. And, I think it's a great track. We loved how it turned out, and Justin did a great job with it in the studio as far as producing. And, it turned out great. I hope everybody enjoys it.
Cool, man. I'm digging it. The more like I told you earlier, the more I'm listening to you guys, the more I find that I'm liking what I hear, and it's awesome that, there's some young bands out there that are making some really kick-ass music.
Thank you, man. We appreciate it.
So, as we just talked about, that you've got different influences, each of you. How does the writing procedure work for you guys? Do you get together and jam and then songs come from that, or you guys separately write stuff and bring it all together and cook it and see what you got, or how does it work for you guys to write music?
It's different because we've heard that this is backwards for people. We've heard that a lot of bands do, lyrics first, and then they'll just kind of put guitars and drums behind it. And we're opposite. We come together, we put all the guitar tracks down, and then we put the drums to it, and then we come in and we do the lyrics last. And, a lot of bands have, like, one guy that does everything, that does a lot of the writing and a lot of the instruments and stuff to it. We're opposite, man. We all have 100% influence or input on the songs. And, we all get to put in our piece, and we've all wrote a little bit of the lyrics, and we all have ideas for the guitars and stuff. So we kind of all come together, do the instruments, then we can kind of take it for a couple days and, go over it a couple times, listen to it a couple times, and then we kind of come together and start putting lyrics to it. Somebody's got ideas, we hear everybody out, and then that's kind of how we do it. And like I said, to each band their own, but from what I've heard, that's backwards from how other bands do. Other bands do lyrics first, then instruments, but that's what always works best for us, man.
Yeah, whatever works for you, that's how you got to roll with it. You can't force music, it's got to come freely from your soul, from inside.
Exactly.
So good, man. So, so you told me you've been road dogging the hell out of it. Any good road stories or any good encounters with people that made you say, wow?
Man, there's all sorts of, God, the road's crazy. It's just awesome because you never know what you're going to get to. Every single night is different, and that's what I love about being on the road is meeting all the new people and being around different places every single night. One funny story is we played this festival called Rock the Ink, and it was in Providence, Rhode Island, and it was at the Dunkin' Donuts Center. It's like their big arena or whatever, and we got put on. It was a huge festival, and we were super stoked about it. It was like Kill Switch Engage. Solely from Godsmack actually put it on, so Godsmack was on it. All the Remains was on it, and we were kind of just, we got there early, loaded our stuff in, running around, and all of a sudden this lady approaches us, Danny and Casey, and she says, would you guys be interested in judging the Miss Tattoo pageant? Well, of course. Yeah, so, the bikini pageant. So it was just funny because I was standing off to the side of the stage, and Dan and Casey are up there in front of, 1,000 people judging these tattooed girls walking in bikinis and just their jaws dropping on the table. It was so funny, man. It was awesome. It was one of those priceless nights that, just what we got ourselves into, and it was a blast, man. That was a fun weekend.
rock band. Yeah, I've heard about that. That's pretty cool. So, did
Yeah.
you get by chance to meet any of those guys?
We actually, the All the Remains guys, we hung out with Phil for a little bit. He was super cool. Seven Best was on it, and LeJean was hanging out backstage, and we kind of hung out with him for a little bit. And that band is one of the most down-to-earth bands I've ever met, and they've been doing it for years. So you think that their tour, their weather, not at all, man. They were the coolest dudes ever, and that makes it for me, man. I love when I get to meet some of those bands. They're super down to earth and were super cool. LeJean was really cool that day. So that was awesome.
Right. That's one of the things I've really enjoyed is a couple of shows that I've been to. I've seen some other big name acts standing there, starstruck and by other acts that were playing, and I think that's very cool when you haven't lost sight of who you are. That when you're a big name act and you're watching another big name act and you're still getting into it and you're not above that. That's very cool.
Absolutely. It makes it for that makes a band that's up and coming. That makes our day. Like that was awesome. It inspires us that we want to follow in their footsteps, and they've been on top of rock and roll for a long time, and they've been doing it for a long time. So that was super cool. I really enjoyed hanging out with LeJean and the Seven F guys. They were really cool.
Awesome, man. So you got the EP out. You guys are pushing that. Any plans on doing a full-blown release?
We've been writing like crazy since we've been on the road. So we actually did some scratch tracks the other night. Hopefully we're going to get through festival season this summer, early fall, and then hopefully we'd like to get back in the studio before winter and kind of start recording and get that full length out right at the end of winter so we can hit full steam come spring, summer, festival season again. So we've been writing a ton. I'm super excited about a lot of the new stuff. We have so much more to write about now that we're on the road and experiencing a lot of different things and being in different places every night. So, I hope that by winter we're ready to record a full length and hit the ground running again in the spring.
Very cool. So this part, I'd like to just open it up, man, and let you talk about whatever you want to talk about, messages, anybody, or whatever you want to say, man. It's yours.
First of all, I want to say thank you to all the fans and the support that we've gained across the country. And like I said, it's crazy. A lot of people say rock and roll is dead, and it's not. And without the fans being there to support us, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. So I want to say thank you to everybody that's been there and that comes to shows and that buys CDs and buys a T-shirt, and it really keeps us going. So most of all, I just want to say thank you, and I want to say if you haven't seen us yet, check out our Facebook. Go pick up the EP. Let us know what you think. Hit us up on all of our sites, Twitter, Facebook, all of the above.
Very cool. And give us your Facebook and your website addresses.
We are Facebook.com/ Screaming for Silence Band. And you can also just keyword Screaming FOR Silence. And then we will have a website up hopefully within the next few months. It'll just be screamingforsilence.com. So Facebook's definitely the way to go, but we're on everything. We got Twitter, Instagram. On Twitter, we're at S4SBand. Instagram, it's just Screaming for Silence straight across. So we're on all of them. If you just keyword Screaming for Silence, you'll track us down for sure.
Very cool. Screaming for Silence, a band that understands rock and roll. They get it. They're out there making a name for themselves instead of sitting at home crying while nobody's, the scene's not happening. These guys are out and taking it by storm. I guarantee you will like this band. This is the Hellion from the Hellion Rocks. Zeb from Screaming for Silence. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, James.